The sea stretched endlessly around them, a mirror of deep blue under the rising sun. It was calm that morning, eerily calm. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Daily Dose, like, and share this video. Captain Adam stood at the bridge of his container ship, sipping his black coffee while the hum of the engine vibrated beneath his boots. The horizon was clear, the radar stable. Just another day, crossing the shipping lane off the coast of Somalia, a place that most captains prayed to pass quietly. But Captain Adam wasn't like most men. He was a mariner through and through. Over 40 years on the water, a man whose wrinkles had been carved not just by time, but by wind, salt, and near-death experiences. He'd sailed through typhoons, faced engine fires, and once saved an entire crew during a mechanical failure off Indonesia. This route, though this one, always made his gut stir, not because of the waves, but because of what might come riding over them. That morning, everything had seemed routine. Adam checked the coordinates, made a few notes in the logbook, and shared a joke with his second officer over the intercom. Then he saw them, two small boats on the far edge of the radar. At first glance, they looked harmless. Somali fishing vessels were common here, but something about them didn't sit right. Adam squinted through the binoculars. The boats were moving too fast and too coordinated. Not meandering, like fishermen often did. No nets. No birds circling for scraps. They were headed straight for them. A cold prickle ran down the back of his neck. "All hands on deck," Adam growled into the intercom, the calm tone gone. The alert triggered a ripple of motion throughout the ship. Doors slammed, boots hit steel, and men scrambled to their positions. On the deck below, the crew stopped what they were doing and looked out toward the sea. Two boats, sleek, fast, and closing in. And as they neared, the glint of weapons became visible in the morning light. Pirates. Captain Adam had expected this someday. These waters were known for ambushes, but knowing didn't make it any easier, nor any less dangerous. In the control room, Adam's fingers flew across the controls. He altered the course, increased speed, and barked orders through the intercom. Evasive maneuvers. Keep them off the sides. Watch for a flank. The massive container ship, though not built for agility, responded to his commands like a beast coming to life. Adam used the ship's size to his advantage, turning just enough to create massive wakes, disrupting the smaller boat's stability. The pirate vessels darted and swerved, trying to gain position. But Adam held steady. Each move was precise, not too aggressive to tip the crew, but strong enough to hold the attackers at bay. Then came the sound that made his blood run cold. A dull, metallic thud. Something had struck the hull. Adam's eyes scanned the radar again. A third boat. Smaller, sleeker. It had come from behind. He hadn't seen it. It was a ghost. And now it was too late. Grappling hooks clanged against the steel. Shadows moved along the railings. They were boarding. Captain Adam didn't panic. He simply smiled, because what those pirates didn't know was that Adam had been planning for this day for years, not out of paranoia, but preparation. And now that plan would be tested. He picked up the intercom again. "All crew to the cafeteria. Lock it behind you. Do not engage. This is not a drill." The crew moved fast. Below deck, the steel doors clanged shut. Every crew member was now safely behind reinforced bulkheads. Adam watched them on the internal monitors. No one left behind. Good. Then, with one final button press, Adam shut down the engines. The ship went still, drifting, just as he wanted. 5 armed men clambered aboard, led by a grizzled man with narrow eyes and a blood-stained scarf, their leader. His name was Errol, and he wasn't new to this game. They swept the deck quickly, AK-47s ready, but the silence unnerved them. No shouting, no gunfire, no panicking crew. It felt too easy. Errol signaled for the team to split up 2 to the port side, 3 with him. They would sweep the ship, locate the bridge, and find whatever valuables they could before the Coast Guard got wind of it. He didn't trust outside help. He barely trusted the men he brought with him. But greed drove him harder than caution ever could. In the bridge, Adam watched every step. He could see their boots, hear their radios, know their patterns, and most importantly, he knew his ship better than they ever would. He contacted his 2 top officers, Harris and Delgado, via secure radio. Cafeteria sealed. They're on board, splitting up. "Understood," Harris replied. "Time to welcome our guests," Delgado added with a dark chuckle. The plan was simple: trap and isolate. As the 2 pirates on the port side crept into the cargo bay, they heard a faint clatter. A small crate, deliberately tipped, made just enough noise to draw them in. They followed. What they didn't know was that Adam and Harris were waiting in the rafters above. Below, the pirates stumbled onto a crate filled with electronics, laptops, smartphones, the kind of thing they could sell in a dozen ports. They dropped their guard. That's when Adam gave the signal. A trap door snapped shut. Metal latches sealed. Lights flickered on. The pirates were locked inside. 2 down, Adam whispered. But the battle was far from over. With 2 pirates trapped below deck, Captain Adam turned his attention to the remaining 3 still roaming the upper levels with growing confusion. Aral, their leader, moved cautiously now, his sharp eyes scanning every corner, his rifle gripped tightly. The silence was unsettling. He expected chaos, resistance, even fear. But instead, the massive vessel felt empty. And that's when doubt crept in. "Where are the others?" one of his men whispered. Ahmed and Isef should have reported back. Errol didn't respond. His jaw clenched. He didn't like being out of control, and this ship, this captain, had thrown him off balance. From his hidden vantage point in the corridor above, Adam watched their movements carefully on the security monitors. He knew time was short. The Coast Guard had confirmed they were en route, but still hours away. It was up to him and his crew to finish this without bloodshed. He made a decision. He would confront Errol directly. The idea wasn't reckless, it was calculated. Adam knew pirates like Aral, men who believed in dominance, who mistook silence for weakness. But if he could stand before him calmly, if he could buy time, then maybe he could end this without a single life lost. He holstered his non-lethal gear, a stun baton, reinforced zip cuffs, and a smoke flare, and headed out alone. His footsteps measured and sure. He found Aral and his 2 remaining men on the starboard walkway near the loading ramp. As Adam turned the corner, the pirates spun around, weapons raised. "Don't shoot," Adam said, his voice calm, hands empty. "I'm not armed." They stared. "I'm the captain," he continued. "You're looking for valuables. I'll take you to them." Errol narrowed his eyes. "Why would you help us?" "Because I want you off my ship," Adam replied. "You get what you want, I get my crew back. No more traps, no more games." The pirates exchanged glances. Errol, greedy but cautious, finally nodded. "Lead the way. No tricks." Adam turned and began walking slowly. He led them toward a lower cargo hold, one that had been prepared in advance. Inside were several sealed crates, real ones containing medical electronics being shipped for humanitarian aid, worth hundreds of thousands. The pirates' eyes gleamed. As they rushed forward to pry them open, Adam gave a slight nod, and the trap was triggered. A hidden mechanism released a burst of thick smoke, disorienting the intruders. Strobe lights flashed. Sirens blared. The pirates panicked. In that moment of chaos, Adam lunged. He struck the first pirate with the stun baton, a clean, direct hit to the chest. The man collapsed instantly. His crew, hidden behind the walls, burst through with riot shields and zip ties. Within 30 seconds, the remaining 2 pirates were on the ground, restrained. Errol resisted violently until Adam pinned him himself. As the smoke cleared and the sirens faded, silence returned to the ship. Not the eerie kind this time, but one of peace. Adam looked down at Aral, gasping beneath him.